Every man gets this part of life completely wrong. You think devotion will earn you love, but it's actually what kills it. You send her paragraphs. She sends you 3 words. You're always there the moment she calls, but she takes hours to respond. You're planning your future together while she's still deciding if she even likes you. And then you sit there wondering why she doesn't value you, why she treats you like an option, why she seems colder every day. Let me tell you something that changed the lives of thousands of men I've coached, and it might sting. People don't value what's easy to have. They value what they might lose. The moment you stop needing her, she starts needing you. The only way to make someone value you is to become valuable. And the only way to make them fear losing you is to show them you're perfectly fine without them. This isn't about playing games. It's emotional calibration. Think of it like tuning an instrument. You don't play louder than her. You play in harmony. If she texts after 3 hours, you wait 3 hours. If she writes 2 sentences, you write 2 sentences. If she cancels plans, your time suddenly becomes limited too. You're not punishing her. You're mirroring reality. One of my clients used to send novels every day to a woman who replied with LOL or eh. I told him, match her energy, focus on your own life. 2 weeks later, she was texting first, asking what changed, wanting to see him again. Why? Because he stopped overinvesting. When you stop chasing, people suddenly start wondering where you went. Men destroy attraction by giving too much, too soon. They project their excitement onto women who haven't earned it yet. You meet her once and already imagine the wedding, while she's deciding if she even wants a second date. That imbalance kills desire. Nobody values what requires no effort. Nobody fears losing what clings too tightly. Emotional balance is power. When you overinvest, you create an imbalance that guarantees disrespect. If someone gives you everything while demanding nothing, your brain registers them as replaceable. But the moment you become slightly unpredictable, slightly less available, something changes. Her mind starts working overtime to earn back your attention. I saw this happen countless times. One man's girlfriend kept canceling dates, showing up late, acting distracted. He stayed patient until he stopped. He matched her energy, canceled once, kept conversations short. Within a week, she was suddenly worried, asking if he was losing interest, suggesting therapy, chasing what she once took for granted. Here's the psychology behind it. Scarcity creates value. When you end the phone call first, hey, I gotta run, but this was great. Her brain keeps the moment alive. When you leave a date while it's still fun, she's left wanting more. Psychologists call it the Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished experiences stick in a mind. One of my clients used to stay on the phone until his girlfriend fell asleep. I told him to start ending the call 10 minutes earlier than he wanted. Within a month, she was calling more often, initiating plans, and genuinely present. Because she knew his time was limited and valuable. This isn't manipulation. It's alignment. The Stoics understood it centuries ago. Control yourself, not others. When you detach from the outcome, people feel your strength. When your life is full, with real goals, real friends, and real purpose, you become scarce without pretending. You stop trying to be wanted because you already are. That's the paradox most men never learn. The less you chase approval, the more powerful your presence becomes. Be calm, be centered, be rare, and watch how quickly the world, and she, starts to notice. Occupied. Value is created by genuine scarcity rather than by phony lack of availability. This differs from toxic game playing in that it uses clarity rather than manipulation. When you sit at home and claim to be busy, you're not lying. When you don't have other options, you're not acting like you do. You are indeed creating a life so full that adding someone to it necessitates them earning a spot. This is sincere rather than deceptive. One cannot stress the value of self-discipline enough. You want to text her back right away so you can be there to give her all of your attention at all times. However, discipline entails restraint of these inclinations, thinking wisely and behaving logically rather than emotionally. Although it's the most difficult thing you'll ever do in a relationship, it's also the most successful. I frequently tell men this. She will pursue you until you're able to go. As true reality, not as a threat or a means of manipulation. You become magnetic when you genuinely don't require her approval, when you're content to be alone yourself, and when you genuinely have other choices. People are more interested in what they could lose than in what they will undoubtedly maintain. Everything is altered by the importance of production and time. When you dedicate your Saturday to producing, studying, or building something, your time matters. You respond, "I can do Thursday evening or Sunday afternoon," when she begs to see you. Those periods of time seem valuable because they are. You're not acting fake. You're actually occupied with creating a life. By altering his schedule, a client changed his relationship. He joined a martial arts school, began a side company, and began training for a marathon in place of always being available when she called. All of a sudden, he was genuinely scarce. Instead of taking him for granted, his girlfriend now schedules dates weeks in advance to guarantee his availability. The cornerstone is self-respect via lifestyle control. You cannot pretend to have a life. You cannot act as though you are interesting. In reality, you must learn to value other people's time. This entails having aspirations that predate her appearance and will continue to exist even if she departs, as well as ambitions and initiatives that go beyond the relationship. Everything changes when one adopts an abundance and choice mindset. You cease being desperate once you realize that you could date other individuals. When you have choices, you no longer put up with rudeness. You stop undervaluing yourself when you realize how valuable you are in the dating world. This is not conceit. It's a true self-evaluation. This is a useful exercise. Take several individuals on dates. Not to play, but to realize that you have choices. Naturally, you cease over-investing in any one person when you're speaking with 3 or 4. When it's convenient for you, you reply. You recommend times that suit your calendar. You keep your perspective. This is cultivating an abundance mindset. It's critical to preserve emotional independence. When she turns into your exclusive source of joy, you've already lost it. Your accomplishments, personal development, and connections with friends and family should all contribute to your emotional condition. She ought to enrich your life rather than take over it. Not completion, but addition. I regularly witness males giving up everything for women. They ignore their work ambitions, give up hobbies, and stop seeing friends. They're shells of themselves. 6 months later, were wondering why she had lost her appeal. Instead of the man who made her his life, she fell for the man who had a life. In your attempt to retain her, you damaged the one thing that drew her in. There are actual risks associated with emotional overinvestment. You become nothing when you make someone your entire being. The relationship absorbs your identity. Her mood affects how you feel. Her attention determines how wonderful or horrible your day will be. This isn't affection. It's codependency. Additionally, it disgusts emotionally stable people. After the same pattern appeared in his 3rd relationship, a customer realized this. When you meet a girl and give up everything for her, the girl becomes disinterested and the relationship ends. I forced him to make a life-sustaining commitment. Jim doesn't change. Friends always come first. The career remains concentrated. He has been a man she fell in love with for 2 years, which is why their relationship is still going strong. Beyond romance, the need for a personal purpose cannot be compromised. Men are made to have tasks, such as building things or fixing issues. You have violated your nature when your sole goal is to make her happy. You need a goal that is unrelated to her that you are striving toward. Something that requires your attention, such as a company, a body, a talent, or a cause. I advise males to picture her leaving tomorrow. How would you spend your time? You've already lost if your response is, "I don't know." Losing her would be sad, but it shouldn't stop you from moving forward because your goal should be so obvious. With or without her, your objective remains intact. This is what draws people to you, possessing guidance independent of her presence. Internal equilibrium as the basis for X. The secret is eternal success. It is impossible to maintain a healthy relationship while in an unhealthy state. Nothing will help if you're desperate, needy, or aimless. However, since you won't tolerate imbalance, the dynamics of your relationship spontaneously balance when you're truly happy, active, and developing. It's crucial to avoid rescue complexes. Some guys make it their goal to mend damaged women. When they see someone struggling, they decide to help them. This isn't affection. It's ego. You're not her parent, therapist, or savior. Her companion is intended to be you. You've lost her respect, as well as your path the instant you make her troubles your goal. After his fourth relationship with a project woman ended, a guy approached me. I keep dating ladies who needed to be fixed, and then wonder why they left once they made their lives stable. I was honest with him. He was avoiding dealing with his own issues by exploiting theirs. She is simpler to fix than he is. He began drawing in healthy companions after resolving his personal problems. The game is altered by the emphasis on emotional maturity. This has nothing to do with being aloof or chilly. Instead of being emotionally reliant, it's about having a logical attachment. You don't crumble, but you care. You make investments, but not too many. You don't lose yourself when you love. In relationships, this maturity is what sets boys apart from men. This is how emotional calibration is practiced. Response time should come first. You need 45 minutes to an hour and a half to answer if she normally takes an hour. Not precisely. It's in the same spectrum, but robotic. This demonstrates your responsiveness while maintaining a life. You're not playing games, you're matching her level of investment. Additionally, the depth of the talk should be equal. Don't give it your all if she is only talking to you superficially. You can open up to her emotionally if she is, but never more than she does. Consider it similar to tennis. You use the same amount of force to return the ball. You and she both strike it gently. You can hit it as hard as she does. The same calibration is required for physical availability. It's great if she wants to visit you once a week. Don't demand more. You can accept her suggestion to meet more frequently as long as you exercise restraint. Although I have arrangements, I would really like to meet you on Friday. What about this Saturday? Although you're not immediately available, you're interested. Playing games or threatening her isn't the best way to make her fear losing you. It's evolving into a person worth losing. The fear of loss arises organically when you have your own life, your own objectives, and your own worth. She understands that you have other choices if she doesn't treat you well. It's evidently true, not because you stated it. For years, the girlfriend of one of my clients took him for granted. He made every effort. Nothing worked, including treatment, conversations, and ultimatums. Then he simply began to live. Joined a boxing gym, launched a company, got back in touch with old pals, and didn't warn or threaten to quit. She asked what she could do to make him happy within 3 months. Only when the loss would truly occur does the dread of loss become effective. Tomorrow morning marks the start of the actual implementation. Don't wake up with her as your purpose. Make sure your schedule doesn't depend on her availability. Engage in discussions about things other than her. Set objectives apart from her. This isn't carelessness. It's equilibrium. She ought to be significant, but not paramount. Make sincere promises to create real scarcity. There is no negotiating the gym on Monday. Tuesday is dedicated to labor projects. You might be free on Wednesday. Friends arranged Thursday weeks ago. Friday might work. This is real. In fact, this is living a life. You truly are busy when you say that. The testing stage is fascinating. She will put you to the test when you begin to use these ideas. Just when you're giving her less attention, she'll start to demand more. To get you to return to your former habits, she will fabricate drama. Remain steady. By keeping your frame and appeal skyrocketing, you can pass these tests. This was drastically experienced by a client. Began establishing limits and concentrating on his life. His girlfriend made drama, threatened to leave, and accused him of not caring. He didn't chase, kept to his schedule, and remained composed. She expressed regret and asked what she could do to improve as a girlfriend 2 weeks later. The purpose of the exam was to see whether his change was genuine. The practice of abundant mentality is crucial. Attend social gatherings, join clubs, and enroll in classes. Not to necessarily meet ladies, but to keep in mind that it is possible. You stop elevating one individual when you have a lot of possibilities. This has nothing to do with infidelity or cheating. Remembering your worth is the key. Her actions are not the internal success metrics. They concern you. Are you still going to the gym? Are you making career progress? Do you frequently hang out with your friends? Are you developing personally? If so, the connection will either get better or show you that it's not right. Whatever the case, you win. During C, the frame control, conflicts are where this is most important. When she's upset, you remain composed. When she acts out, you remain composed. You respond, "I don't want that, but I understand if that's what you need to do," as she threatens to leave. This isn't being cold. It's emotional development. It indicates that you will be all right in any case. Using simply one idea, I saw a relationship entirely change. Every time they argued, guy's girlfriend would threaten to stop their relationship. He would constantly plead, bargain, and panic. She was astonished when he simply answered, "Okay, if that's what you think is best," one day. The threat of a breakup abruptly stopped. Being willing to lose has the advantage that you typically don't. The mindset that keeps everything together is mission-focused. Developing a business, learning a new skill, raising your kids, or supporting a cause could all be part of your goal. Whatever it is, it must be more important than any woman's opinion. You have direction when you have a mission. You are valuable when you have direction. The routine actions that create value are straightforward but challenging. Get up early, work out, focus on your goals, pick up a new skill, make new acquaintances who are men, engage in a pastime, or create something. You won't need to pretend to be busy or valuable if you do this consistently. You really will be. The reframing of the relationship is essential. Give up trying to figure out how to keep her. Consider whether she is enhancing my already worthwhile existence. Don't inquire as to what she desires. Ask yourself, what do I want? Selfishness is not what this is. It's self-respect. Additionally, self-respect is appealing. During her cycles, emotional control is crucial. Women experience waves of emotion. They could be distant or really into you at different moments. The majority of males smother during the close periods and panic during the far ones. Rather, keep your energy level constant. Be the point of stability that she can revolve around. A real-world example. This week, she is acting aloof. Responding slowly conveys a lack of interest. The majority of guys would work twice as hard, find out what's wrong, and try to repair it. You match her energy instead. Pay attention to your life. Remain polite without being needy. She usually returns to warmth on her own. She now values your stability as well. The investment period ought to be mutually beneficial and gradual. She makes a small investment. You make a small investment. She becomes more forthcoming. You become more open. She recommends exclusivity. You think about it. Always give her the upper hand when it comes to urging commitment. Because of this, it is her decision, her triumph, and her relationship to safeguard the result. It's independence that makes this possible. You don't need her, yet you want her. You don't need the relationship, but you like it. Although you are investing, you are not focused on outcomes. It is this paradox, caring without clinging, that generates respect and attraction. The necessary practical boundaries are obvious. Your time at the gym is precious. Your professional objectives cannot be compromised. You keep up your friendships. Your relationships with your family come first. She is a part of your life. She is not the center of your existence. This isn't cruel. It's grown up. The psychological transition from scarcity to prosperity has a profound impact on how you behave in interpersonal interactions. Every letter feels essential when you are working from place of shortage. It seems like an audition on every date. Every argument seems like a danger. However, you become more appealing since desperation fades when you live from abundance, knowing that you have choices, worth, and fulfillment without her. Think about how this manifests itself in actual situations. She brings up her ex. You're truly unconcerned because you understand your value, not because of jealousy or 20 inquiries. She requires room. Excellent. You need to concentrate on your projects. She desires a slower pace. Fantastic. Anyhow, you weren't in a hurry. It is impossible to imitate this genuine non-nayness. It results from truly having a life that is valuable. Maintaining your objective has remarkable cumulative effects. Attending the gym regularly for 6 months does more than only help your body. She understands that it fosters discipline. Building your business for a year does more than merely boost revenue. It has attractive ambition. Every book you read, talent you acquire, and relationship you fortify contributes to a total worth that makes losing someone truly meaningful. This is the truth I'll leave you with. Being worthwhile is the only way to make someone value you, and valuing yourself is the only way to be valuable. This calls for self-respect, norms, boundaries, and objectives. You will eventually gain her respect when you truly don't need her approval. Being in or playing games isn't the goal of the transformation. The goal is to develop into a man with options, direction, and purpose. People want to be a part of life that is worth living. You become someone worth finishing with when you no longer require someone to complete you. Give up using manipulation or threats to make her dread losing you. Rather, become into someone she truly regrets losing. Establish the company, acquire the body, hone the abilities, design the way of life, and pursue the goal. When you are truly important, losing would matter. The fear of losing something happens on its own. The biggest error men make is investing too much money in an attempt to get a lady. However, security doesn't generate allure. Challenge does. Value does. Purpose does. She knows she's not okay without you when you start to show that you're truly valuable and that you're okay without her. This is neither a trick nor a technique. It completely changes the way you think about relationships. You're not attempting to win her over. You're determining whether she is worthy of your precious time. You don't fear losing her. You're deciding whether to keep her. Everything is altered by this change of viewpoint. Recall that she fell in love with you for who you were when you first met her, not for the person you changed to win her back. Keep your body in shape. Continue living your life. Continue on your objective. The ideal woman will respect this and make an effort to participate. When a lady expects you to leave yourself for her, she is revealing herself. Making her fear losing you isn't the end goal. The goal is to become someone who doesn't fear losing anything since you're whole no matter what. After that, partnerships stop being desperate attempts to fill a gap and instead become a part of an already wonderful existence. Begin tomorrow. Put your priorities first when planning your week, followed by hers. Answer texts when it's convenient for you, not right away. Make date suggestions based on your life, not hers. Talk about your own hobbies as well as hers. This isn't being challenging. It's being balanced. People respect a man who appreciates himself. Time is valued for the one who values it. Those who respect missions are drawn to the individual who stays true to his mission. You won't have to make anyone afraid of losing you if you become that man. Since they will be aware of what they have, they will instinctively fear it. I would like to hear from every one of you. When you began to value yourself and quit overinvesting, what happened? When you achieved true abundance, how did the dynamics change? She began to fear loss at what point? When you actually didn't need her or when you threatened to leave? Share your stories in the comments section below. Let's assist other men in realizing that being valuable is the only way to be appreciated.